as you would have them do unto you. Hey, Mr. Rich Guy, I'm talking to you. Hey, big company, I'm talking to you. Hey, big government, I'm talking to you too. Do unto others applies to all. Hey, Monsanto, where's your code? Your code of ethics, you should have one. Hey, you fraudulent seller of carcinogenic Roundup, Monsanto, where's your code? Profits must be goal number 2 after doing something good for the world. Hey, ExxonMobil, look up, not down, to solar and wind and wave. Stop drilling now, the future is green. Be a big green energy company. Hey, ExxonMobil, stop your fracking ways. Your methane is even worse than your CO2. Quit poisoning the water, quit poisoning the air. Be a big green energy company. Hey, Shell Oil, how much did you spend? $8 billion in the Chuck E. Cheese scene. You left, you said there was no oil, but really there's a lot. It was Mother Nature's storms that drove you off. $8 billion would build enough solar power to permanently power 230,000 homes. Polluting the world is not only morally wrong, long term it makes absolutely no financial sense. You can make a tiny profit without fracking up the world. Do unto others applies to all. Hey, cattle rancher, take your beeves off the public land. Give the buffalo and the wolf a place to roam. Profits must be goal number 2 after doing something good for the world. And do unto others applies for our descendants, our duty to those billions yet unborn, our sons and our daughters for the next 10,000 years. Do unto others applies for all. And do unto our Mother Earth as you would have her be a home for your children.
This is James Robert Deal. Today is July the 16th, 2017, and this is my radio program in connection with jamesrobertdeal.org and my candidacy for City Council of Linwood. The topic for today is smart meters, but we can't talk about just smart meters. We have to talk about all sources of microwave radiation, which includes the smart meters which Seattle is installing right now and which PUD says are coming soon, but also your cell phones, your router at home, your router at school, your Wi-Fi router at the office, baby monitors. If you have a walkabout phone, a cordless phone, those belch out a lot of microwave radiation. And coming soon is 5G. We're at 4G right now, which is so much better than 3G. 5G is going to be super fast because it's up in the megahertz microwave radiation range. But it's really hot, and a lot of people are worried about its deployment. So if you want to help my campaign, forward these links to your friends: jamesrobertdeal.org/platform and jamesrobertdeal.org/radio. I'm going to be doing these broadcasts every Sunday evening and every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. You're free to call in 425-774-6611. Better yet, send an email to james@jamesdeal.com if you have a comment or question. So to get the big picture about smart meters, I want you to go to jamesrobertdeal.org and look at the top menu on the right. It says Smart Meters-5G. And then you can follow the drop-down menu and see all the different topics, articles that I have included here. We've got a caller. This is James Deal. Hello. So, how nice of that person to call. Okay. What is wrong with smart meters? It's not just smart meters. It's not just smart meters. Smart meters is one of the worst. Cell phones, if held at a distance, if you use them with earbuds, I always hold mine in my hand away from my face, and I turn on my speakerphone. And our home Wi-Fi router, we have it off almost all the time. I might turn it on if I have to update my cell phone, because your cell phone has to be plugged in and the Wi-Fi on for it to update. One of the great ironies, even stupidities, of the cell phone revolution is that, except for maybe one obscure brand of cell phones, there is no way to plug your cell phone directly into the internet. So when you come home, there should be a way to plug in so you can turn off your Wi-Fi, or not be dependent on Wi-Fi to power your cell phone, your iPad, and all the other convenient devices that we have. So here's the story with smart meters. It's that they'll make more money for the utility companies. They will give them the capability of charging variable rates depending upon usage. They can jack up your rate in the evening when you come home, when everybody else is turning on the stove and using a lot of computers and appliances. And so they can eliminate the need for a meter reader to come around and read your meter. And allegedly it's so you can monitor your own use and tell your family, oh, we got to cut down on our usage at this time of day because it's more expensive at this time of day. And also because the Department of Energy is encouraging financing the conversion to smart technology. Now, why would the Department of Energy do this? Well, you've got to understand that all of our agencies, federal and state, are to a certain extent compromised by and taken over by the industries which they regulate. How does this happen? Well, let's say that you've got a fluoride industry that wants to sell fluoride, not just to put in the water, but also for dental uses, to put in the toothpaste. It's a huge industry. And the microwave industry is a huge industry too. The convenience of cell phones and iPads and being able to connect almost anywhere. It's something that we don't question, but it's something that's increasing constantly. So let's say the smart meter industry donates to congressmen and senators and on the federal and the state level, and contributes to presidential candidates and gubernatorial candidates, saying, we want so-and-so appointed to the Department of Energy. So all of these agencies, whether you're talking about CDC, FDA, EPA, they have different parties within them. They have the pro-consumer party and the pro-industry party. And generally the top administrators are pro-industry. And that tends to be true regardless of who's president, regardless of who is governor. Because a lot of these elected officials don't understand the issues and don't know the problems. Smart meters have many problems, and I do apologize because my front page on my website is down today, but the drop-down menu at the top is working fine. Nope, now my site is back up. Thanks to HostGator. So on jamesrobertdeal.org, you can go to the top menu and you'll see smart meters and 5G. And you'll read about how Seattle is now installing them. 9-0, the Seattle City Council voted in favor of this, including Sawant, who's the socialist member, and you would think would listen to the opponents to smart meters who are pointing out the problems. The problems are that we're getting overdosed with microwave radiation. Now with a cell phone you can turn it off, you can hold it away from your body. At home you can turn off your routers, but these smart meters are going to be going constantly. When I say go constantly, I mean every 5 seconds your new smart meter will belch out a blast of microwave radiation reporting on your electrical activity during the previous 5 seconds. Now, the technology for reporting is through the air. The people who invented this technology are just too cheap to connect to already existing ground lines. Or they could even connect to existing cell phone technology. But no, they had to create their own new cell phone reporting technology. And that is that my smart meter blasts out in all horizontal directions to my neighbor's smart meter, which picks up the signal and forwards it to the one down the hill and then on down the hill. So these antennas are not pointed up towards cell phone towers. They're pointed horizontally toward the next house. And if you happen to be living in an apartment with 10 units and you are on the other side of a wall from 10 smart meters, you're getting a big blast of microwave radiation. So if you go to jamesrobertdeal.org and then to smart meters, you'll find all the links where you can read about this. You need to be informed. None of the other candidates for city council have any opinion on this subject. Probably haven't even studied it. Just unquestionably going along with the flow. Another problem with smart meters is that they can be hacked. This is a new security hole into your home. Already the plans are that through your smart meter, the utility company will gather information on all your electrical behavior. So they'll know when you turn on your stove, especially if you get a smart stove. The next time you get a stove, it'll probably be a computer-equipped stove. And the next time you get a refrigerator, it's going to be a smart refrigerator. So you can program it from when you're on vacation. I don't know why you would want to. Then your friendly utility company can sell this data to marketers. The data apparently is very valuable to someone. There's a lot that can be known about you just by checking out your electrical usage. What time do you get home? Get up in the morning? When can you be robocalled? What's the best time to robocall you? So whether it's Google or Facebook, they want to know about your behavior. The World Health Organization has come out and said that microwaves are a type 2B carcinogen. That means tested in animals, probable carcinogen in animals. Now we know cases of cancer caused by cell phones, where people keep their cell phone right up to their ear and they have a tumor in the side of their head where they hold their cell phone. Or they have the woman stuffs her cell phone down into her bra and she develops cancer with a footprint exactly mirrors that of the cell phone that was stuck into her bra. We're going to take a little break here. I'm going to play a little bit of my music, my version of Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier. One of the indicators that smart meters might be harmful is that insects flee them. They won't build their nests anywhere near them. Birds won't build their nests anywhere near them. I guess it's a good way to get rid of insects. And 5G is coming. So the problem with the advantage of 5G is that because it's up in the megahertz range, it carries much more data. However, the range is limited and you almost have to be line of sight with it, which means instead of large cell towers way up on poles, we're going to have very small meters, broadcasting cells on every telephone pole in your neighborhood. And it may be your bad luck that your house is right next to that 5G smart meter. Well, big industry, big cell phone companies are treating 5G as if it's a certainty, and that it's definitely going to be coming your way. Now, are these the kind of subjects that a city council person should be interested in and concerned about? Yes, because to put up 5G cell radiators, the city's consent is going to be needed. And to install smart meters, Snohomish County PUD is going to need some cooperation with the city. Now, I just called up my title company and said, could you send me the utility easement that is on my house? So they were kind enough to help me out, and I'm going to look it up here, and I'm going to read it to you if I can find it. I'm going to look under Homes, and this home, and under, well, I won't take up your time, but what it says is that for utility purposes, that's what the easement is granted for. Does the easement for utility purposes include eavesdropping on your and reporting on you and gathering data on you? Well, I don't think so. And I hope that I don't have to be the one that brings the lawsuits to stop this. You're going to be able to opt out, allegedly, but in some systems they're going to charge you a fee to opt out. And your neighbor is still going to be have his smart meter belching out radiation in your direction. So, folks, these are problems that your conventional city council person is not aware of. We've had fluoridation now since the city of Everett put it in the late 60s, and Linwood never had a chance to vote on it. A letter from the city council to the Snohomish County supplier of our water, which is Everett Utility, could demand that we get non-fluoridated water because there are 4 large pipes coming down from Spada Lake and Lake Chaplin. And the same thing is true of smart meters. The city council could take a position against it and should take a position against it. I'm a strong believer in local control. And by that I mean that the Declaration of Independence centers power in people. And when the Constitution was adopted, it was the states that set up the federal government. The states sort of ignored the people. It's really should have been the people who set up the federal government. And there should be ways for the people to speak out on these issues from all different levels, not just on the state level, but also on the county and the city level. For example, to ban Roundup. I think the city of Linwood could ban the spraying of Roundup throughout the city and quit spraying it in our parks because it kills salmon and is a carcinogen. I'll take another short break and play Bach's Minuet in G, again played by me. I'm back, and I was able to dig up that easement. It's on the face of the plat here in Cedarhurst. Let me blow it up a little bit so I can read it to you. Okay. Know all men by these presents. Blah, blah, blah. An easement is hereby reserved for and granted to all utilities serving the subject plat and their respective successors and assigns, under and upon the exterior 10 feet parallel with and adjoining the street frontage of all lots, tracts, and common areas, in which to install, lay, construct, renew, operate, and maintain underground conduits, cables, pipes, and wires with necessary facilities and other equipment for the purpose of serving this subdivision and other property with electrical, gas, water, telephone, television, cable, and other utility services. Utility services. These are things that are delivered to you, not things that are taken away from you. And taking away our data is not within the ambit of this easement. These are eavesdropping devices. These are spy devices. Another problem with them is they're shoddily built. When the power goes down and comes back up, they don't have the right kind of surge protector. They explode like bombs and catch on fire. So this is not a problem that our regular good old analog meters have. And the smart meters are installed by non-electricians, and they get paid based on how many they install and how quickly they install them. And they're installed while the power's hot, which is risky. They're not well grounded. And I should say something about our overuse of Wi-Fi routers. Practically every home has one or two Wi-Fi routers or repeaters. Practically every schoolroom has a Wi-Fi router right in the room, and some lucky kid gets to sit right beside it. Those schoolrooms should be hardwired, whether it involves running cable in conduits on the floor. It would be better than exposing those kids to microwave radiation all day long. Same way with your office. Many offices are totally on Wi-Fi routers, and they should be wired. So I ask for your support in this upcoming campaign. Send an email to all your friends, jamesrobertdeal.org/platform and jamesrobertdeal.org/radio. On that page, I'll announce any upcoming broadcasts, and you'll be able to listen to previous broadcasts. So I'm going to go out with another song. That first song that I played for you, Do Unto Others, I wrote it last year during my run for governor. And this one I just wrote in the last 6 months, Follow Your Truth. And it's sort of semi-autobiographical.
your truth, she would say, wherever it leads you. And do not fear the truth you may find. I hope there is a God above. I pray there is no devil. I hope there is a heaven. I pray there is no hell. Some may be deserving of punishment infernal. May they be punished no more and no less. Some may be deserving of retirement in heaven. If I am so lucky, my hope is to play the big pipe organ. To play the big pipe organ. Greenland will melt, Antarctica too. Oceans will rise, our cities will be undersea attractions. A comet will fall into Atlantic, tsunami cross Pacific, will overtop the coastal nukes. Plutonium catch fire and burn. Plutonium catch fire and burn. Once alight, those nukes will burn for 1,000 years. We will live underground, come out only in hazmat. The sun in solar maximum will send us a mass ejection. Electronics will be toasted and we will return to the 1800s. Life is a tragedy, said an ancient sage. A tragedy to those who feel, but a comedy to those who think. So I've thought, and I've thought about it often, about taking my own life. The thing that has kept me going is knowing I'll be dead soon enough. I was sitting by her side when my mother died at 90. Dying won't be so bad, she said. In heaven I can smoke if I want. Follow your truth, she would say, wherever it leads you. And do not fear the truth you may find. I hope there is a God above. I pray there is no devil. I hope there is a heaven. I pray there is no hell. I pray there is no hell. Unlikely, but such things have happened before. Unlikely things which have happened before will eventually happen again. People often ask me why my verses seldom rhyme. I never claim to be a poet. I'm only a drummer boy. I'm only a drummer boy. You say it's unlikely, but such things have happened before. Unlikely things which have happened before will eventually happen again. People often ask me why my verses rarely rhyme. I never claim to be a poet. I'm only a drummer boy. I'm only a drummer